try to rectify the grotesque taxation of the corporate tax code, or if he's just utilizing this little engagement to see what he can do to piss private enterprise off even more. I hope it is the previous. Then we moved on and talked about how the market really rallied because of the J.P. Morgan Chase financial institution coming through beating the street's expectations. The street expected 99 cents a share, and they actually came up this quarter at $1.12. So that's why stocks are rallying. And of course, according to the New York Times, we talked about this earlier, the New York Times is starting to say that these banking stocks, these stocks from financial institutions, are going to start paying dividends again. After a 3-year freeze in dividends paying, they're actually going to start paying dividends. So hopefully people are going to start investing in these stocks. We're going to start bringing more credit back to the market. Hopefully within the next 2 years, we're going to start seeing some more prosperity. But like I said, folks, within this next 2 years, don't believe the hype. This is all the 2-year run, the 2-year growth that we're going to see is built upon the extension of the Bush tax cuts, all the crap from stimulus 2, and all the pork that was added on with the extension of Bush tax cuts. Once all that fades away in 2 years, folks, and they start cutting federal jobs, they start cutting entitlement programs, they start raising taxes, we're going to see all hell breaking loose. So 2 years, folks, 2 years is all you have to accumulate all your assets, and then go ahead and watch the Home Gardening Network and watch House Hunters International and take a look at a potential foreign market you can invest in, because that's the only opportunity that you're going to have out here. Because in America, we just owe too much money. We owe too many people too much money, and we got to pay it back with interest. So that's what we talked about also. I mean, anyway, J.P. Morgan's beating the street's expectations, rallied the stocks. If you happen to have been in the stock market yesterday, it was a pretty bad day for you. But today, they rallied on that particular news alone. I know that some of the layman business writers tried to credit the retail sales, the rise in retail sales. I believe that the retail sales were up 0.6%, if I'm not mistaken. But if you take away the automobile sales out of that particular number, the retail sales as a whole, minus the automobile sales, did not beat the street's expectation. It didn't even meet it. And it also kind of disappointed the corporate giants that were trying to lure all these consumers in during Christmas. And the reason that they didn't profit, folks, is because, remember, they were giving out plasma screen TVs now. What was it, for $3.99, $2.99, whatever the hell it was, $1.99, whatever the hell it was. That's what the people were coming out for. They were coming out for the dirt cheap crap. Once they got it, they weren't spending that much more money thereafter. And in my personal opinion, I know that the business headlines on AP and Reuters are trying to credit the retail sales as a reason for the rally this Friday. But my personal opinion, folks, and let me tell you, I get up early in the morning and I make sure to check out all financial news and try to gather up all my information as quick as possible. And I remember getting up pretty early this morning and seeing the Dow and NASDAQ and S&P futures down considerably. And it looked as if it was going to be a bad day in the market until J.P. Morgan released its news before the stock market opened. And with J.P. Morgan Chase released its better-than-expected earnings, well, lo and behold, the stock market rallied. So, once again, folks, I wouldn't buy into this particular market at this point in time. I know that I've said this before, but for the new listeners in here, I would not buy right now. What I would do, and if I'm going to buy anything right now, I would buy Intel. Intel beat the street's expectations, and I'm sure the stock is up the roof right now. But I think that I would buy them even at this point in time. I actually bought Intel when they were down to about $18, $17 a share. And the reason is because Intel is microchip processor technology. I mean, that's the sole basis of their company. And you take a look at all these little gadgets out here. I know that AMD is trying to take a chunk of the market, but Intel still knows what it's doing. It's got its own patents. It's got got, different types of processor technology that can't be matched by others that are potentially matching it. I know that the people argue that Macs actually have better processing time, better processing speed than any Intel PC, but we do have to remember that the processor itself in Macs aren't particularly strong. It's just the fact that Macintosh computers are calibrated with all hardware that's internal, built by Macintosh or Apple themselves. But anyway, the reason I'm saying a buy on Intel is because you take a look at all the devices out here, these readers, these iBooks, and these tablets, phones. I mean, I can go on and on. This is right up Intel's alley, and I think they're going to start bouncing back from the low stock point that they've been in for a while. And I'm glad to see them bouncing back. But as far as other stocks as a whole, as the market as a whole, I think that we're going to see a downturn in the market here within the springtime because, like I said, the retail sales from that came out today are inflated. If you take away the automobile sales from those retail sales, it doesn't look good for retail outlets in general. Not to mention, we're going to see a rise in wholesale costs. We already did, according to yesterday's reports, we have a rise in wholesale costs, which is going to add on to the costs of retail sales. I mean, there's going to be a lot of factors in there that are going to cause a lull here for the springtime. But come summertime around, I think that we're going to bounce back, and then, of course, coming the holidays of next year, we're going to see everybody spending like madmen, like mad dogs. So be on the lookout for that. I'm just, giving you my personal perspective. But according to reports, the retail sales are up as a whole, according to economic data. And everything's looking fairly decent. I think that we're going to have a decent 2 years of economic growth, folks, and I hope that you capitalize on it. There's a variety of different ways. Now, not to get off the subject here, and me getting off on another idea. Oh yeah, by the way, you can call up if you have anything, you want any advice, you're going to get any ventures. Give me a call right now, 646-652-4869. But one thing that I have been invested in as of late is artwork. Artwork, and the reason that I'm, starting to invest in artwork is because you have to look at it as an investment. Whether it's old artwork or, contemporary artwork, whatever the case might be. First of all, you don't want to buy artwork, and this goes out to you potential artists out there that, want to go out in the art game. Don't sell yourself like some $2 whore and go on a street corner and, sell your damn paintings for whatever you can get for them. First of all, as a buyer, buying those paintings on street corners, they're dick, all right? Because there is no documentation stating that you paid whatever price you paid for them. Secondly, there's no documentation stating that that's even an authentic painting from that particular artist. So right off the bat, an artist needs to understand that they really can't represent themselves. They need to go out there and pay their dues and try to get an actual gallery to go out there and represent them so that that gallery can act as an actual document trail to legitimacy and authenticity of the damn piece of artwork. Excuse me, I'm tongue twisted here. You know me, I'm sipping on the sauce here. Today I'm sipping on a little bit of Hennessy, on the rocks, of course. But anyway, if one wants to invest in art, one has to go into a gallery, and you have to make sure that the gallery that you go into is not some fly-by-night operation, and you can pretty much tell once you go inside if they actually had capital to purchase this particular venture, or they were just some idiot artist trying to scrape up all the beans that mommy and daddy left them in their trust fund after partying and, spending it on, reefer or whatever. They salvaged up whatever they had left, threw it together, and put up some makeshift gallery. You have to make sure that your gallery is credible, and it's going to be around for the long term. Once you go out and you see your piece of art, you purchase it, you make sure that gallery gives you as much documentation as possible. And at that point in time, whatever you paid gallery is a long-term gallery. It's credible, whatever. You go in there, you find your piece of artwork, and your piece of artwork is worth about $2,000, $3,000, right? Well, you go and get your $3,000, you pay for your painting, and hopefully the gallery, if they're going to be charging you that price, will come into your home and hang it for you and all that other crap. If not, then, I don't know, I would talk down the price. But anyway, once you have your painting, don't lose the documentation. Whether it's a receipt, whether it's a certificate of authenticity, whether it's whatever the case might be, keep the documentation, keep what you paid for. And let's say, in 5 years you need to get some cash. You need to liquidate some things because you're in some trouble, or something's happening, a health problem, whatever the case might be. You can actually liquidate the painting that you paid $2,000 or $3,000 for 5 years ago. You can liquidate it at a higher rate than what you bought it for, even if the artist sucks, even if nobody knows the artist, even if the artist is just some schmuck. If you bought it from a credible gallery, it doesn't matter. If you have the documentation, you can go up to anybody and tell them that this piece of work has increased, because remember, we're going to have inflation, folks. All right, this damn government isn't going to stop printing the money. They're going to keep printing and printing and printing. So as a result, that $3,000 you paid for that painting 5 years ago increased by default with inflation. So just by inflation, you've made a profit. All right? I mean, it's a hedge against inflation, and you'll be able to negotiate from that point onward and be able to actually liquidate it for way more than what you bought it for previous. Now, for all you folks that, were actually listening to that, that's how you make a profit from artwork. That's how you invest in artwork. Why do you think people out here are going to Sotheby's, which is one of the premier art auction joints in the world? They're going to Sotheby's and paying $50 million for an Andy Warhol painting. Well, because first of all, Sotheby's is, it's been around and it's going to be around for a long period of time. They're renowned for auctioning off these types of products, these types of artistic pieces and antiques and so on and so forth. But on top of which, that $60 million, whoever bought that Andy Warhol painting from Sotheby's, they invested in that piece of artwork for $60 million. Sotheby's is going to give them all the documentation, is going to give them all the the paperwork necessary to provide a document trail for the authenticity. And even if they keep it for 5 years, that $60 million by default, even if there's like an anti-Andy Warhol movement and nobody buys Warhol paintings anymore, which is not going to happen. But even if Andy Warhol just fell out of character for society, because of the rate of inflation and how it grows every single year, because this damn government isn't going to stop spending, that Andy Warhol painting is going to be worth a hell of a lot more 5 years later. But because there's a market, for Andy Warhol paintings, and there's a lot of people that want an Andy Warhol in their living room or in their office, well, that adds to the value of the art. So, for you folks that are considering investments, for those of you that are considering hedging against inflation, for those of you that are looking for opportunities to make some money while at the same time decorating your damn living room, artwork. Yesterday I talked about wine and champagne, how that can bring you some liquidity if necessary. I mean, you think about buying a bottle of champagne today, you save it for about 5 or 10 years, liquidate it. Not only is it going to be worth more because of the inflation rate, it's going to be worth more because of the age and you got to take proper care of these things too. You got to have a wine cellar or some sort of a wine refrigerator or champagne refrigerator. But you sell it 10 years later, it's going to be so in demand because you actually took care of an aging wine or an aging champagne, and boom, you got liquidated assets right there and then. Just make sure nobody pops the damn thing from the time you buy it to 10 years later, because once you pop it, it's over. But these are ways to make money, folks. This is capitalist radio, true capitalist radio. a worker and that's all I can do. I've just given you two opportunities within the past couple of shows for you to go out and make some serious money. All right? And all you got to do is just buy something and just keep it and make sure nobody messes with it. Very simple, very easy. Very easy. I don't understand why more people don't think like this. This is what makes me sick. You know, I mean, I'm giving people ideas. I mean, I'm shooting you idiots pearls here. And yet I have emails galore criticizing me because I have no compassion for the Poe in America. You know, I mean, get emails every single, you don't feel sorry for the Poe in America. It ain't fair, man. It ain't fair, baby. No, what ain't fair is you people extorting money via the taxation out of my pocket. That's what's not fair. So that's what I'm telling you, folks. Just invest, and flip, and flip. And just think of life like a goddamn poker game, all right? You know, try to gather as much chips as you possibly can. And, of course, you're going to make bad bets, man. You know, you're going to get into a situation that looks lucrative. You know, you're playing Texas Hold'em. You know, you got a pair of pocket queens. There's an ace on the flop, but because you fell in love with those pocket queens, you're going to call whatever the idiot that has the ace is going to bet in hopes of you catching that queen on the turn or on the river. And, of course, you know, the percentages are against you, and you're going to lose some money when it doesn't come out. But those are the risks you take. You know, and at the same time, you could just fold the hand altogether because there's an ace on the board and just wait and, you know, play another day. I mean, that's the difference between a capitalist and somebody who's just trying to go all in on the flop. I mean, it's that simple, folks. It's really that simple. And I really hope that you individuals are listening in, and I hope that you take some of these true capitalist advice and go out there and make some money. And if you are making money by the things that I say on this broadcast, I want to hear from you. You know, give me an email, ghostpolitics@yahoo.com, or, you know, shoot me a little tweet on the little Twitter. Ghost Politics is the name to tweet there. That's just a fruity ass word, tweet. Can't stand it, for heaven's sake. But anyway, folks, I want to hear from you. I mean, it's not that hard to be making money in today's America. I mean, I know that we have overtaxation, overregulation, but there's still opportunities to squeeze some generated revenue, and I hope that you're doing it. But once again, folks, if you want to get into the art investing world, don't buy it from some artist on the street because no one's going to give a crap. No one's going to care. You're not going to get crap for your investment. You need to go to a legitimate art gallery. And you better make sure that they have documentation so that there can be a document trail to validate the authenticity of your piece. And at the same time, you also want to, you know, dabble in the art world. I'm not saying you have to be a full-fledged, you know, Andy Warhol fruit or something, but, you know, if you want to get into a little bit of the art world and figure out who are the artists that are in demand amongst collectors, that would also suit you well because, you know, artists that are popular today and that are alive today, you know that they're going to be popular tomorrow, and if they happen to die tomorrow, they'll even be more popular. So that's another way to get into art, not to mention just going with the rate of inflation, but just recognizing there's a market for a particular artist. I mean, it's very simple. I mean, you know, it's just supply and demand, baby. Supply and demand. You know, I mean, if people want a particular artist's work, the more people want it, the more money it's going to cost. You know, so it's just very... I've already given out 2 ways to make some serious money. I hope that you people are listening in and take it serious. All right? I hope that you're not one of these old jerk-offs that are saying, oh, listen to this obnoxious jerk. He's telling me to go buy wine and I'm going to make money from it or something. Wow. The reason I'm telling you that, folks, is because you need to do it. I mean, if you're working your tail off right now, and if you're doing a job, I guarantee you're doing a job you don't like. And if you happen to be doing a job you do like, well, I'm glad that you're simplistically amused. Or if you're doing a job you like and you genuinely like it, well, you know, kudos to you. But I'm willing to bet more than likely 80% of the people that are listening in don't like what the hell they're doing unless they're doing it themselves. And what I don't get is that you're yet all the money that you're gaining from that particular job, all the money that you're gaining from that particular employment, you're blowing it away. You're just pissing it all away because, oh, I want something. I gotta have something to show for all my hard work. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm telling you folks, go out there, when you make your money, make it work for you. Flip it. It's like a game of poker. Flip it. If you don't know how to flip it, if you don't know anything about business, if you don't know anything about the stock market, I've given you two easy opportunities to make some cash. It's simple. Simple. And you don't think I'm taking advantage of that? I'm taking advantage of that just as much as every other opportunity that's out here in America today. You cannot stop taking advantage of opportunities. The minute you stop is the minute you're going to go down the tubes. The minute you stop is the minute your lifestyle that you got so used to that's, filled with pompous ass champagnes and cigars and great trips, it's all going to implode around you because you took the mediocrity road and decided to stop and just kind of take it back and be some gluttonous bastard. You can't be a gluttonous bastard without continuously playing this game of capitalism. That's the only way that all these rich pricks that everybody hates, people like Henry Kravis and, all these people that they criticize, oh, I can't believe Kravis. He's got 10 mansions all over America, and he's got galleries, and he's got this. How do you think he gets it, you idiots? This guy works 12, 15 hours a day. He works days on end. I mean, this man, there's employees, there's retirement, there's so much upon this man's existence. That's why he's getting it. And he put himself in that position. He put himself in the position of being a capitalist. He put himself in the position of being in charge of people. And that's what you can do too. But what I'm telling you folks is don't be an idiot. Don't be bamboozled. Know what your limits are. Know your limitations. Know your knowledge. Know your skills. Because some people believe that just because they think they're going to be a millionaire, they're going to be one. And that's not what happens, folks. Just because you think it doesn't mean you're going to be it. You actually have to know what you're doing. And that takes work, folks. That takes reading. That takes understanding. That takes observing. That takes looking at the world from a capitalist eye. Looking at the world from a capitalist perspective. Instead of just observing idiots like some dumbfounded goof, why don't you really take an interpretive look at what people are doing? Take an interpretive look at what people are buying, what they're consuming. When you're at the store, take a look at people's baskets. Take a look at the companies they're consuming. Take a look at everything, all the products. When you're looking on TV, take a look at the advertisements and who's supporting the program you're watching. Take a look at the insert advertisements. Take a look at everything, folks. There's so many opportunities for people out here, but unfortunately, people are too busy pissing and moaning, wanting more money from the government, folks. And I don't think you want to be that person. The people that are like this, people that are collecting from the government and have no shame, they have no shame. Shame to them is nothing. And you see, capitalists, we have integrity, we have pride, for heaven's sake. We're not going to sit here and grovel. We're not going to sit here and beg. We're going to go out and we're going to do something. If you're out here saying, oh, I'm poor in America, why don't you go out and do something, for heaven's sake? You know what I don't understand? I see these bums on the street claiming, hey, I will work for food, baby. I will work for food, baby. And, what gets me is that, let's say you are a person down on your luck. You get kicked on your ass with nothing but the shirt on your back. And let's say you have to hold a sign that says, hey, I need $1, need this, need that, whatever. Well, I don't know about you, but why don't you observe one of those ass clowns on the corner and take a look at how much money that idiot gets untaxed. Untaxed, baby. This idiot is collecting $100, $150, and for like 3 or 4 hours worth of work, depending on your market, depending on how many people have money in your community. $150 an hour, $150 for 3 or 4 hours of work. Right off the bat, you would think that would be able to pay for some cheap motel room for about 20 or 30 bucks a night, right? That comes with a free shower, free HBO, free bed, room service, the whole 9 yards. That could pay for some, I don't know. I always thought about ways of, for bums to go out and make money. They could go to one of those machines that gives out the papers, pay for one paper, take them all, sell them on the street corner. can, go out and, I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking, folks. I mean, just go out and hustle. Go out and get a shine box and shine some people's shoes, for heaven's sake. Go out and sell yourself. I mean, I'm sick and tired of people that are sitting here saying, I don't know what to do. I mean, there's so many opportunities. I mean, for God's sake. Anyway, I'm getting a little off keister here, folks, and I'm sorry. But I'm just tired of seeing America being flushed down the proverbial toilet. That's it. I'm just tired of it. I don't know about you, milky lickers, but I'm a little tired of it. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. We're talking about capitalist endeavors. I just finished talking about how art is a pretty good investment if you buy artwork from legitimate galleries so it can have a document trail of legitimacy and authenticity. And just based upon buying a piece of art from a gallery, even if the art sucks, that whatever you paid for it today, in 5 years from now, it will be worth more based on the rate of inflation. And the reason you can say that is because the documentation that comes with the artwork from the gallery you bought it from is going to have the time, it's going to have the date, it's going to have the price. And there's your negotiating tool right there when you're trying to liquidate that piece of artwork. Very, very simple. Another way to make some money, and I said this on yesterday's program, I just want to reiterate it so that people can get it through their thick, numb skulls. It's just to go out to your nearest liquor store and go out and buy some wine. Go out and buy some, the expensive kind, the ones that cost about $40 or $50 a bottle. Go out and buy some of those, but you go out and buy them and store them. Make sure that they're stored correctly. Save them for about 5 or 10 years. And I guarantee you, in 10 years, those $50 bottles are going to be worth about $300, $400, $500 a bottle because everybody loves aged champagne. Everybody loves aged wine. And especially if you're buying the $30 or $40 bottles today or $50 bottles today, they're going to be worth who the hell knows? It depends on the market at the time. I mean, you can take your wine with you, and go out and, ask liquor stores, hey, you want a bottle of this? You want a bottle of that? I mean, I'm telling you, folks, there's so many ways to make cash. I don't know why people aren't doing it. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway. This is a call for American originality, folks. I mean, this is why we're not original. We have government-funded mediocrity going on. Government-funded mediocrity is going on here. I mean, this is why we don't have any originality, and the only people that are getting original are people that are coming in from other countries. And that's why I'm saying, for all you assholes, and I know I was one of those assholes, okay? I was a conservative. I'm still somewhat conservative, but I'm not going to be harping on it because I'm a capitalist more than I'm conservative now. I've always been a capitalist, but now my capitalist fervor has superseded anything else. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. It really doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter. I just want people to make money. And I want to hear from you. What are you thinking? I mean, are you going to make any investments? What's your financial position? I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869. I want to hear if you're going to make any business ventures. I want to hear if you're going to make any stock ventures. I want to hear if you're diversifying your portfolio. I want to hear that when you get your paycheck, you're not out here blowing all this damn money at the ooh la la bar, and you're actually putting it somewhere where it's going to work for you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Give me a call right now. I want to hear from you. Or, if you don't want to call because, you have a carrier that's still charging you for long distance, you can give me a tweet at Ghost Politics. All one word, no underscores, nothing like that. Ghost Politics. Anyway, folks, I'm broadcasting to you live to the world from my office in the middle of Austin, Texas, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me right now. That's why, for all you folks that are wondering why I'm not getting all crazy and throwing things and, things that I used to do is because of that. Because now I'm a little bit more legitimate. I'm growing, even more than usual. I mean, I have to say I was one one of those folks that was pretty stagnant there for about 3 or 4 years, getting happy with the businesses that I had built, figuring that I didn't have to grow any longer. But once I started making investments, once I started making other moves that profited generously, as well as I, you can't stop growing. So these broadcasts will be at these times from now on. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to start broadcasting a lot more often. Probably 5 times a week because, I usually get on here about 4 or 5 when I'm pretty much done with the day's business. And, it's kind of an unwinding session. And hopefully folks are getting some insight based upon the information that I'm trying to convey to you folks. This is not a joke, man. I want everybody to make money, because if you're making money, then the country's making money. And if the country's making money, then we're all making money. And if we're all making money, then we can, grow new businesses. Remember in the 90s, like, at the peak of the dot-com bubble, when everybody just seemed like they were, just living large. Everybody was living large back then. I remember everybody was just making cash. They were throwing anything at the stock market and thought they were stock geniuses and crap. Well, anyway, do you remember the businesses that were around at that particular time? And I know that they're still around in bigger markets, but, they're not as prevalent in mid-size or metropolises that aren't, generating that much in revenue. But stupid jobs like dog walkers, like a damn dog walker. People were actually making a living as a dog walker. Stupid, pet shop bakeries and, crap like that. I mean, the only way businesses like that can sustain themselves, these weird shops that are eclectic and weird, makes a shopping center a shopping center. I mean, those things can only sustain themselves if people are making money and have expendable income to throw on that crap. But if everybody's tightening up and everybody just, is blowing their money on the same corporate multinational conglomerate, well, then where's the economic opportunity going to come from? I talk to all these people all the time, in my communities all over Texas here. I have businesses all over the state of Texas. I talk to people all over the community, and I hate to hear, how they're pissing and moaning about, the mom and pop shops, they're getting taken out, man. And, man, it ain't even fair. The corporate America is taking over our community. I mean, you morons, if you are going to sit here and piss and moan like a bunch of red-headed, four-eyed, freckle-faced, beaten, ass-tickling stepchildren about how corporate America is taking over your communities, why are you spending your money there, you stupid imbecile? I mean, why are people spending their money at multinational conglomerates that they hate if they, are pissing and moaning about the damn mom-and-pop shops being taken over? I don't understand it. I mean, this is the hypocrisy of America here. These people want their cake and eat it too. They want mom-and-pop shops. They want independent business. They want small business. They want all this crap, and yet they don't want to go out there and patronize the businesses and pay the little bit of surcharge it takes to make a small business profitable. No, instead they go to these Walmarts and, Costco's and Sam's Club, which there's nothing wrong. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm tired of people bitching and moaning. I mean, don't you imbeciles understand that where you spend your money is a damn political, a political outlook on your personality? You stupid idiot. I mean, I'm sick and tired of people pissing and moaning. Walmart's taking it over. Why don't you go spend your money somewhere else? But you're not going to do it. You want to know why? Because you're hypocrites. You're idiots, And I'm tired of hearing you idiot American people, pissing and moaning all the time. I'm tired of it. You have nothing to bitch about, all right? I mean, look, if you poe in America today, if you poe in America, you have every goddamn entitlement that's taxpayer funded to sit here and prop up your stupid loser ass, all right? Or if you don't, get approved by any of these little programs, you can pretend that you've got fibromyalgia or you've got some kind of bipolar disorder, or pretend that you're trying to bite your ear or some crap and get yourself disability for the rest of your life. All right? So I don't want to hear that, these people, sorry I'm going off Easter here, folks. And I know there's people out here that think I'm some sort of heartless Gordon Gekko sociopath. But you know what? Who cares? I mean, at least I'm giving it to you straight, folks. I'm not out here, like these politicians sitting over here giving you the big smile and the kiss ass. And then when I get into power, I'm giving you a classic fist bump with no Vaseline. Excuse my French, but I'm a little upset. I'm telling you how it is. And in America today, we have no reason to piss and moan, man. Even if you're making minimum wage, you're not going to make minimum wage forever, you idiot, unless you're a complete buffoon. But if you're a complete buffoon, you should get yourself an IQ test. Maybe you're a half a tard, and maybe you can get the damn disability on top of working, you stupid moron. Anyway, I know that it sounds like I'm a mean man. I'm not. I'm actually trying to help you. I've already given you all several ways to make money. Several ways to make money. And I hope that you take advantage of those little opportunities and many more opportunities that we're going to be discussing in this new version of my program here. We're going to be, I hope you're taking advantage of these opportunities because, like I said, when we as capitalists start taking over economies, then we can start dictating the way the politics is implemented. Bottom freaking line. I'm not into this, left, right wing anymore. It's about the money. All right, money talks, BS walks. And that's all there is to it. So all you fruity asses out here that think that you're going to, make some change by gathering up a bunch of idiots and having a circle jerk with picket signs, it's not going to happen. All right, it's not working. And even if you do get some idiot elected like Obama, look at the people that voted for him. They don't even want to talk about, that crap anymore. Haven't you noticed that? Haven't you gone up to somebody who helped, Obama get elected and threw signs in front of your face or was part of your family, was at the damn Thanksgiving table trying to shove this yes we can crap down your hole? Remember that in 2008? What are they doing now? Every time you throw Obama into the conversational piece, these idiots have a sour puss on their face and saying, oh man, I don't want to talk about me. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Well, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Nothing happened, you idiots. Just like I said in 2008, you can go back in the archives at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Go back to the archives in 2008. I told all you idiots nothing was going to happen. Told all you morons. But, that's why I don't even bother with politics. Politics is nothing. It goes in one ear and out the other. So I'll put my money where my mouth is, folks. If you want to take my advice, if you want to make some money, make some money. If you don't, well, then piss off and keep pissing and moaning. All right? Keep pissing and moaning. I'm not going to sit here and try to abuse an audience that's going to do nothing but just, oh, Ghost, I'm having trouble. My kids, Ghost. My kids. You're not understanding, Ghost. My kids. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of hearing that. Every time, it doesn't matter what market you're in, every time you hear somebody doing something ridiculous or trying to get one over, this is what you hear from them. My kids. My kids. You're not understanding. My kids. Like, we're supposed to care. We're supposed to care about their kids. We're supposed to raise their kids. Jesus Christ. That's why I'm telling you, anybody who's the youth of America today, and this strikes a nerve with you, don't listen to mommy and daddy. All right? Go out there, make your own money at an early age. There's opportunities for young kids to make money. All right? You just got to go out there and try to look for it for yourself. All right? The internet. All right? That's a way to make money. I mean, the lemonade stands, for heaven's sake. It doesn't matter. Go out there and make sure that mommy and daddy give you the cash. If they start taking away your cash, well, then you're stuck until you're about 18 or 16 or 15 or whatever the hell legal age is for you to get the hell out of there. But I'm telling you this right now, the only way that you're going to be anything in life, folks, especially you youngins out there, the only way that you're going to be anything in life is if you're worth something. All right? And for all these idiots that are claiming that we got to go revolution, and the Federal Reserve, we got to go back to the gold standard. All you people that are doing this, you people are idiots. You people are losers in life that have, pretty much surmised that you're not going to accomplish anything. All you're going to do is be able to score a quarterback from the black kid across the street and, be able to puff on the Magic Dragon about 24 hours a day without making any kind of contribution to life itself, other than being some rabble-rouser behind some conspiracy theorist rhetoric. I mean, you idiots are morons. The only way that revolution will be justified and should be justified in America is if there is no protection of private property and there is no capitalism. That's when people should rebel. When we have no opportunity to get what we put in, that's when we should rebel. I'm just sick, man. I'm just sick of people pissing and moaning. I'm sorry. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. You know what? I'm so sick. I just want to throw up. I just want to throw up nasty chicken grease and corn oil and cream of wheat with pineapple bits and, mini wheat thins and leftover pepperoni pizza and stomach plasma. I'm so sick that this is the America. We used to be the bastions of capitalism. Now we're the bastards. We're the bastards. I hate to keep reiterating that, but I want to put it through your thick freaking skulls, and I want you all to realize how much shame your mediocrity has brought on this country. And that's why I'm saying all the capitalists out there in America, all the capitalists, you have 2 years left. 2 years left to make capital. 2 years left to obtain assets. After that, this place is going to crap. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and end the show here, folks. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I know it's a different format. I know it's a different show. I'm not talking about liberals, and I'm not talking about all this political mumbo jumbo, because it's stupid. It's ridiculous. I mean, the whole system of politics is dependent on the mass general American public. And let's be honest with you, if we put the majority of the American public together and put their intelligence together, they might have enough intelligence to tie their shoe. It's ridiculous. I mean, they can't even come to a consensus on who to vote for American Idol. What makes you think that they have the intellectual curiosity to elect their leaders? Huh? I mean, these are the same people that are out here buying the potty putter on TV. These are the same idiots paying $20 for a $2 bill because the TV painted like a goddamn... Some idiot painted like a Grand Canyon in the back of it or something. And now, I got to pay $20, for a damn $2 bill. I mean, give me a damn break. I got to pay $25 for a half dollar. I mean, you think we're stupid, man? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not everybody. I know that there's, the people that are listening in to me and that are avid listeners and that took my advice and that are making money now. I'm not talking about you people. You people are taking the initiative to go out there and do something. I'm talking about these other losers out here that want to blame everybody but themselves for their own problems. And frankly, that's the way it should be. You're blaming yourself. You need to blame yourself. You need to look in the mirror, see that disgusting, cross-eyed, despicable scowl you got going on, and take a look at yourself and see what's going on in there and realize that it's your stupid, incompetent thought processes that brought on all these disgusting problems that you want to blame everybody else for. And it's real easy to bounce back, man. No matter what your problems are, unless, of course, you got 8 kids or something. I mean, you got 8 kids, you're pretty much screwed. You better just jump ship out of this country with your clothes on your back and go, settle in Uruguay or some crap. Because, you can forget about your life in America, Oh, yeah, and before I go, speaking of, people with 8 or 9 kids, the Golden Voice homeless prick, Ted Williams, that we discussed on the first program, who I anticipated was going to fall off the wagon, actually fell off the wagon sooner than I thought. Apparently, let me get to this in a second, but, apparently what happened here, Ted Williams, when he started getting all this notoriety, recognition, Kraft macaroni and cheese hooked him up with a payday. He was staying at some swank-ass Beverly Hills hotel, and apparently he racked up a hell of a bar tab over there, kicking back at these Beverly Hills hotels, and when his kids came in to, show up, for their cut of the money, he wasn't too happy in his drunken state, and apparently, they got into an altercation that got a little physical, and according to reports, old Ted Williams got detained Well, of course, you know that, these media whores like Oprah and Dr. Phil had to get in on this ridiculous story. So Dr. Phil, just like he did with Octo Whore over there, got into the story with Ted Williams, got in the middle of the whole family altercation, convinced this stupid Goldman homeless voice idiot to go to rehab, and now, within a week's time, a homeless man that's went from rags to riches to rehab. Huh? 1 week. Internet killed the video star. That's all I got to say. All right? Anyway, folks, I think the next broadcast I'm going to have is probably Monday in the same time slot, folks. I actually like this time slot. It seems to me that everybody who is listening in to the broadcast at this point in time actually cares about making some money instead of just circle-jerking around, tickling their ass cracks, listening to prank calls or some crap. They actually want to take the initiative to go out there and kick some ass out here in this ridiculous, pathetic America that we call a country here. And I want to thank you folks for listening in. Once again, follow me on Twitter. Ghost Politics is the name to follow. We're going to consider changing that particular little name, Ghost Politics. And at the same time, you can email me up with anything. Email me. All right, I want to hear your suggestions. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear any questions you may have. All right, ghostpolitics@yahoo.com is the name to email. And at the same time, folks, we're in the process of expanding the broadcast. As you well know, for all the folks that are broadcast or Blog Talk Radio listeners, you know that the broadcasts are going to be limited to 30 minutes now for those that aren't paying for the service. But we are in the process of paying for the service. We're going to have a 3-hour show at some point. We're going to try to broadcast 5 days a week if possible, and at the same time, we're going to be talking about business, capitalist, current events, and I hope that you tune in to us. All right? I mean, this is a new time slot, new format, everything. And I hope to see you here, and I hope that you spread the word, so tell everybody that you know. And for all you folks that, went out there and kind of posted these YouTube videos of yours truly, which were kind of negative, why don't you post some positives? Huh? Why don't you post some prognostications that I've made? How about that? Why don't you do something positive in trying to promote the True Capitalist radio show that's going to help make everybody money, that's going to take the initiative, and is going to make everybody who's out there with their hands out looking for taxpayer money look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack. All right? Go out there and spread a positive word about True Capitalist radio. Anyway, folks, I'm going to end the show here. Once again, ghostpolitics@yahoo.com. Don't be afraid to email. I want to hear from you. I'll be reading emails the next show, and I'm going to be trying to hook up interviews also. So if you happen to be a business owner or you own a corporation or whatever the case might be, shoot me an email. We'll throw an interview with you, talk to you, see what it's like to be an actual capitalist, putting your money where your mouth is. Because as I've said, folks, capitalists are the one with the balls. All right? Always remember that. They're the ones that are going to throw the money out and take the risk. Those that are out there, pissing and moaning, those are the idiots that are just going to fall back on what's easy. All right? Capitalists have the balls. And if you're a capitalist, all you have to do is think like one. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll be back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. Same time. Hope to see you here. And spread the word. All right, go to the forum, post, go to your favorite forum post, email people, tweet people, do whatever it takes. I'm counting on you. We need more